Hi Teela Jammers, how are you doing? Choose what you love and love what you choose. So today I'm going to be talking about psychosis and self-talk. And if you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends, and please subscribe to the channel if you can, so that you can get updates and notifications for when I post up a new video. So I try to post a minimum of 2 videos per month. Not a lot, but it's something. So today, this month, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and that's why I'm going to be talking about psychosis, because it's a mental health illness. So I'll give you a definition, and right before I do that, I'm wearing one of the Mentalism collection t-shirts. So I'm wearing the Love Your Mind, Watch Your Thoughts, and it centers around mindfulness, in the sense that you should love what you've got up here, and just watch how you think about yourself, situations, and others. Okay, so what is psychosis? This is the definition from the NHS. So psychosis is a mental health problem that causes people to perceive or interpret things differently from those around them. This might involve hallucinations or, sorry I said that weirdly, hallucinations or delusions. Okay, so that's the definition for psychosis. I've got another definition here. So, psychosis is the feeling of detachment from reality and that you're not in control. And that's from the book Subliminal: How Your Unconscious Mind Rules Your Behaviour by Leonard Mlodinow. That's that book there. Okay, so what is psychosis? So in layman's terms, psychosis is detachment from reality. So it's hearing, seeing, even smelling something that's not really there. And I'll talk to you a bit more about what hallucinations and delusions are. But if we go back a bit, if we talk about our self-talk and the way in which that plays a role in psychosis. So our self-talk is all about the conversations that we have in our mind, and the conversations that we have in our mind can be anything from what should I do today, or what have I got planned, because we have so many things that we're doing, and even sometimes we don't really have a routine, so we just go about the day without any motives, and then something's pops up and then we're there. So it's just about the conversations that are going on in your mind and taking you through your thoughts. So when your self-talk is positive, it can be enlightening, it can be funny, it can be happy-go-lucky, and basically all-round positive vibes that you have. But when it's negative, it can be quite detrimental for your mental health, because as you know, if you have negative self-talk, or you surround yourself with maybe toxic people, you might find that you suffer in some ways. So you might not feel you're good enough, you might feel like you're never gonna succeed in your goals and your plans, you might feel like life is a drag and why am I living? You might feel stuck in a situation that you feel like you can't get out of, no help, you feel alone, and we all know that these things are temporary, but when you feel stuck, you feel like it's never going to end. So in saying that, self-talk is very important for you to have a positive mindset, which sets you up for positivity and good goals. You action plan, you take the initiative to do things as and when, because if you don't have those motivations to do something for yourself, then you end up losing out. You end up not being your best self, you end up as I said, losing out. So where psychosis comes into this, when we have hallucinations, or if we have any of the symptoms of psychosis, hallucinations are when a person hears, sees, or in some cases feels, smells, or tastes things that aren't there. And a common hallucination is hearing voices. So when I talk about self-talk, I'm talking about conversations that are in your mind that you are processing. So a conversation that could happen in your mind is, oh, what am I going to do today? Oh, I'm going to do this. I have this plan, that planned. I'm not sure about that, but I'll get by. That's the conversation that you have in your mind. But externally, these hallucinations happen externally, but inside your mind. So if I'm talking to someone and they're relaying back to me and I'm responding, that's the conversation that we're having. These hallucinations, you hear the voice, it's outside of you, but you can't really explain how it's inside your mind because it's a different voice. It's not the voice that you're used to. So the voice that I'm used to is my own voice. I hear my own conversations. What am I got planned today? Oh, that's good. That kind of positive kind of thing that's going on. But if I was to have hallucinations such as hearing voices, it would be voices that I either recognize or don't recognize, and they could say different things about what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what I'm saying, and that's basically hearing voices. So delusions are where a person has strong beliefs that aren't shared by others. A common delusion is where someone is believing that there's a conspiracy to harm them. So this is quite detrimental to our mental health. If you have a delusion that there's a conspiracy for harm towards you, you could shelter yourself quite off. You could withdraw, and as we say, there's a detachment of reality. So people that don't go out because they feel that someone's after them, or people that are scared to do certain things because they're afraid that someone's out to get them, it can be quite detrimental to our mental health, and we start to think about the things that we've done in the past and even in the present. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I need to go there, but I can't go there because that's going to happen. And in reality, it's not going to happen, and no one is after you. So that's delusions. Those are the two main symptoms of psychosis. But the combination of hallucinations and delusional thinking can cause severe distress and change in behaviour. So experiencing these is referred to having a psychotic episode. So when we go through the psychotic episode, it could be a range of things. It could be hearing voices or a change in the behaviour. So if you see someone that is kind of, reclusing themselves off, or withdrawn, or maybe talking out loud to themselves, like you see sometimes there's people, I've forgotten, it's schizophrenia. So schizophrenia is hearing voices, and those voices can be different. So sometimes there's a schizophrenic that actually walks past my house, and you can hear him having his conversations with the different voices, and obviously he's speaking out loud, but I think that's just the way he copes with it. But it's quite a scary thing to have voices talking at you, and there's nothing that you can do about that. But what you can do is to help someone to relieve the stress of the voices, and there's things like talking therapy, and having meetings with those voices, journaling if you want to journal, those voices are saying, and write the pros and cons of the voices. So if some of the voices are quite stressful, counteract those voices with positive things you know you can do good at. If those voices are positive, then relay that positivity into doing something. So put it into an activity that you really enjoy. So, and then the delusions, I think it's best to seek out counselling for those delusions, and there's also medication that you can take to settle down the brain and the way it's working. So with that said, that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's enlightened you a little bit about psychosis and self-talk, and the importance of really nourishing your self-talk to be positive and empowering and uplifting, because there's nothing worse than having your own self-talk, your own self, and being in your own head all the time about negative things that you could literally just deal with and move on from. And then when it comes to psychosis, it's just about getting that medical help, so seeking out, you know, your GP, getting the medication if it's needed, and therapy, counselling or talking therapy. So those are things that I would advise you to do. So like I said, like the video and hope to chat to you soon. Remember to choose what you love and love what you choose. Take care.